Hey, this is David Paul, and planting garlic's pretty simple, but I thought I'd show you how simple it really is. This here is a bed that I had squash growing in, and I took advantage of a situation. I had a pile of wood chips dumped here. Well, it smothered the grass before I finally got it cleaned up and spread around where I wanted it. So I took advantage of that bare area where the weeds were pretty much smothered out. I put down some compost, and then I surrounded it with some wood mulch on the outside, newspaper and wood mulch, keep the weeds at bay. It works pretty good, saves me on a lot of weeding. A little bit of work spreading mulch, but if you maintain it, it keeps it a lot easier to keep the weeds down. I kind of follow with some modification Lee Reich's method of weedless gardening. All I'm going to do here is show you. I'm going to add some more compost because I had squash growing in here. We cleaned it out. And we're going to put some more compost on top, plant garlic in here. Now I'm going to show you, because garlic is easy, but a lot of people who haven't had experience growing things, or if they're growing something new and unusual for them, they're easily intimidated because they're afraid that they're going to kill stuff or they'll make it so it won't grow. And that, I'm not saying that can't happen, but garlic is easy. After you harvest garlic and you let it dry and cure, I store mine in net bags. This is my seed stock and my eating stock. I keep growing it every year. So what you're doing with garlic is you're planting a clove. This is a clove. That's one part of the garlic. I grow a hard stem garlic. It's called Bavarian Purple. You can grow whatever you like. There's all different varieties with greater intensities of heat or the lack thereof, whatever you prefer. This is Bavarian Purple, and I really like the flavor of it. Raw, it's hot. Before you can spit it out though, it starts to cool off. Unlike a lot of other garlic, you bite it, it's hot, it stays hot. Not like a hot pepper. It's a different kind of heat, kind of hard to describe until you experience it. But this stuff cooks up nice, makes nice big cloves, as you can see. Hard stem means it's got a stem that'll come up and it'll flower out in the summer. If you want to save it for garlic for eating, you want to cut those flowers off. And you cut them off about that long, and you can use those tops and fry them up in a pan in some butter with eggs or anything you like too. They're good. Gourmet restaurants love that stuff. I love it too, so I never sell any of it. But what I do to peel a globe, this is a globe, apart, I just wring it like that, start to tear the paper husk. I already twisted the roots off. Then you just take the thumb and pry it apart. I'll show you that again. You just reach down in there, pop it apart. When you get to a point like this, you can even pop that off and pull that stem out. There you go. Now you don't get a lot of cloves on a hard stem compared to some of your soft stem varieties, but I like these. I like soft stems too. I'm going to increase my crop by buying some of those so I can plant them too. And those are the ones that you see braided up. You know, people will braid them and make strings of them to hang them and dry them, and they store well that way too. But this is hard stems. You got to cut the tops off. And usually when they're dry, I usually trim the roots with a little handheld tree pruners or something. But this is ready to plant, just like this. And you'll stick it in the ground, and I'm going to show you, and since I'll be farther away from the camera, picture's worth 1,000 words. I don't need to talk over there. This isn't going to be real scientific. I eyeball it. You can draw straight lines. It's whatever you want to do. But you try to keep these about 8 inches apart. As you can see, this is the bottom end of the garlic, this is the top end. preferable to put the bottom end in first. It'll still grow, but you're gonna kind of mess it up a little bit. Make it easy for it. So I put the bottom in, and I'll put it in as far as maybe where 1 inch from the top. Some people just heel it into where the dirt's just barely covering the tips. Garlic's a nice plant because it's tough and it's hardy. My topsoil compost mix here that I use, compost, is pretty soft and it'll settle down. So I usually put it in to where the bottom of the garlic is at least 2.5, maybe 3 inches from the very top. I just press mine in because I have soft soil to work with here. You may want to use a dibble or a pointy stick to press a hole in there. But if you do that, firm the dirt in well, because I've had experience in the past where if you don't firm that in well, water will lay in them pockets. In the wintertime they'll freeze and shove the garlic clove out. Now you're not done if that happens though, because I've done this and I've come out in the late winter and seen garlic cloves laying out on top of the ground. Put them back in the ground, and if they got some roots on them, and they should have a few roots on them by then, just gently open it up, put them back down in there. They'll grow 9 times out of 10. Garlic's a pretty hardy plant unless it gets a fungus or something like that. So you can do that and they'll grow. So don't get discouraged. Garlic's one of the easiest things you can do. So if you're new to gardening, give it a try if you like garlic. Onions are similar. They're pretty tough too. They like water, but they don't want to be, you don't want them wet all the time. You want drainable soil. And they actually like fertile soil, but they'll grow just about anywhere. Well, there I'm started. That ought to give you a pretty good idea. I got to finish the rest of this bed till we show you something new. Till next time, we'll see you.